Hey everyone, I'm going to take just a minute or two and share just a little bit of the success that I've had with helping my family and a lot of my friends with this stuff. I was actually asked if I would be willing to go on camera and just share a little bit, and I said, sure, why not? If it helps somebody else out, why not? So I enrolled for this in August of 2007. And right away, I got some results probably I noticed in the first week, and just basically how I felt, getting stronger and having more energy, which was really cool. And by the 90 days, it was really easy to complete the 90 days as far as a motivational sense goes, because when you get results that quick as early as the first week, it egged me on to keep going. So 90 days, I just had this incredible transformation. And since then, more importantly than that, I've got my parents on it. My mom, for example, she's a severe type 2 diabetic, morbidly obese. I love her to death. I don't want to lose my mom, and I know that I was looking at that possibility of her not being around, say, 10 years from now because of how she was health-wise. And that got me pretty emotional about that. I can say the same about my dad, too. He's got a whole set of different health problems that are different from my mom, but still just as devastating. So, anyway, the first meal that my mom had with the Shakeology, for example, first time in about 20-something years, she did not have to administer insulin with a meal, and that meal was Shakeology. So right off the bat, it's like, oh, wow, I was like, thank you, God. It was just incredible. Since then, I've gotten my mom on the Ultimate Reset program, and that was bar none the best investment that we've ever made, period, because it's saving her so much in terms of both money and health problems. So she's got a ton more wealth and health now and just more freedom to go out and enjoy her life. And she loves to go out and socialize with her girlfriends, and she's able to do more of that now. But just real briefly, she healed herself on the Ultimate Reset of incontinence, neuropathy. If you know anything about neuropathy, it's a typical complication of diabetes where the fingertips and other limbs start to go a little bit numb because of circulation problems. And if it doesn't get corrected, the next step is you could lose a limb. You go through amputations, and usually once a diabetic has an amputation, they get another one and another one until it kills them. So thank God the neuropathy was healed. And blood panel is beautiful. Blood sugar is beautiful. She was taking pain medications every morning, excruciating pain, and within inside of 7 days, all these things have happened, and she didn't need the pain medications anymore. And her doctors are really proud of her and really happy with her too. So the Ultimate Reset was the best investment for sure, no doubt. So I recommend taking a look at that if you haven't yet. My dad, his doctor just flat out said he has no right to expect to be alive today. My dad has plenty of problems with things in his blood, and he's severe COPD, so sleep was a big problem. But he also got on a really good CPAP machine, and he's also on oxygen now too. He smoked for a lot of years, and so he doesn't have any reserve left in his lungs anymore. But the Shakeology helped his blood panels improve so drastically that, according to my dad's doctor, he has no right to be alive today if not for that intervention with the Shakeology. And also, I can't possibly say all these things without mentioning the business opportunity in this too, which has everything to do with personal life. I know for a fact that for me personally, there's so many people in my life that that just aren't going to be around a few years from now if not for me inviting them into this and getting them healthy. If you don't have any health, you're dead. And this seems to work really well. There's a lot of other stuff out there, but most other stuff seems to be a pill or a magic potion, which everybody knows doesn't really work. And this is a lifestyle that gets at the root of the problem. And when you correct the root, it doesn't pop back up again over and over again in your life. So that's just incredibly important to me. But the business opportunity, basically money was a motivator for me. And I know we have negative connotations about that, but when you're broke and looking at the possibility of being homeless, which I had no income at the time, and I was looking at a real possibility of being homeless, it was the scariest time of my life. And so I was absolutely motivated by the money as well as saving my parents' life. So I got both of those things taken care of, saved my parents' life, and the financial success for me, I didn't have a job, no income, but a couple years of doing this, some people have done it quicker, but I actually went from that scary place of having no income and almost being homeless I actually bought a house in cash. And I declared freedom and financial independence. I called off the job search. I never did find work again. Nobody was hiring. So this thing really saved my life in more ways than one, for sure. And so I just wanted to share that with you all, and hopefully it helps you come closer to a decision. And the most important thing, business-wise for me right now is I'm adopted, and I love talking about it because it's such a great story. But after 35 years of life and not knowing if I'd ever find them, I actually found them after 35 and a half years. And that was one of the most exciting times of probably the most exciting time of my life. And so anyway, this business has everything to do with that, because I had already achieved my financial freedom, and I bought this house in cash, and lack of money was no longer a problem. I wasn't dictated by money and living by what I could afford to do and what I couldn't afford to do and things like that. So when I connected with them, my birth mother and I, like right off the bat, we got close. We have such a beautiful relationship now, not knowing if they're dead or alive or if they wanted to know anything about me, to connect with them and to, oh my God, that was just so incredible. So right off the bat, my mom and I are super close, my birth mother and I. My adoptive parents are supportive of all of this. I lucked out. I know I lucked out. I got 4 parents and they're all just unfreaking believable people. But the reason why this business has everything to do with it is because 3 weeks after I had that conversation, the first conversation with my birth mother, I was on a plane out to Denver, Colorado to see her in Loveland, Colorado. I live in Wisconsin. I didn't have to check with the boss. I didn't have to ask permission from anybody. I'm not living underneath the thumb of anybody that can take something away from me or tell me what to do. That means everything to me. So I go out there, I've been out there several times since then. I can see them whenever I want to, and I don't have to check my bank statements to see if I got the money, and I don't have to get permission from somebody to do it. That means everything to me. And I know that there's, I don't know if you can relate to that, maybe not the story, but you can pull from it what is relatable for you and whatever you've got going on. And I found that oftentimes, we're going to be in a situation that we have no idea is even coming. And it's like we're either going to have the freedom to do it, or we're going to be in misery over not being able to do it. So I'm really glad that I did this business thing, saved my parents' life, saved my own life, and then I connected and I found my birth family, and I've got the freedom to develop this beautiful relationship with them in person and not just long distance over the telephone. So that's what all of this means to me. It's not just about reversing chronic diseases and chronic debt. It's the purpose behind all of those things. And I really hope you take that message seriously. But I wanted to show you a quick picture of, this is the day that my birth mother and I reconnected. The last time she saw me, I was only 2 days old and I was adopted. And then 35 and a half years later, here we are. This is a picture of a lifetime right here. So I wanted to show you that. And then here we are again on one of our trips. That was going up a mountain somewhere in Colorado, Pikes Peak, and since then we've flown out to San Diego and went down a trip down memory lane where I was born and where she hung out when I was in her womb, and it was incredible. We walked out of the hospital that I was born in, and this time around, as we walked out, very emotional, both of us were. I got to say, this time you get to walk out with me together, and it is so awesome, and just broke down in tears crying. It was so cool. And I got the money to be able to afford this, and the freedom that it all means. You can't put a price on that, but it takes money. It takes a really good business opportunity. And here's my adoptive parents, and I wanted to show you them because I was able to save their lives with these products. And they are so important to me, and they're so supportive and encouraging. All my life encouraged me to find out where I came from. And they really were instrumental in helping to make that happen. They're just incredible people. I love them so much. It's my adoptive parents. And I have a relationship with my adoptive father, great guy. He and I are also close, and I couldn't have asked for a better birth father, bio dad. And then last but not least, this is everything to do with this business, guys. That's why I'm getting so personal here. But as it turns out, I have 2 sisters. I've never had a sister before. I grew up with a younger brother in my adoptive family. But I actually have 2 sisters, and I've got a niece and a nephew, and I even have a grandparent, and aunts and uncles, and there's just so much love. And I have the freedom because of this whole deal to be able to do that. So this video is longer than I wanted it to be, but I wanted to get this out there, and hopefully I've made an impact on you. Whether you get in this deal or you don't get in this deal, I just hope I made some kind of an impact on you and lit you up in some way, and just inspired some kind of change and result to happen in your life that you can, feel good about. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a really awesome event, and whatever you're going to do and look at, I hope it's just really awesome. Thanks, everyone.